Hi guys, I just found a very interesting article and I want to share the knowledge with you. Well, first of all, this is me on the latest ISO with a kernel you never seen before, right? If you do a Control Alt E and you go for the tree tool, you'll see that the chaotic repository is there. That's a little shop. Apply it, then update your system with update. Then the chaotic AOR library is loaded up and then you can install anything from it. In this case, this particular repository has around 300, let's say, let's round it off, right, around 300 kernels, just for you to try out and to test. Now, that's exactly what I'm doing, testing out the kernels in a virtual machine, no harm done, minus S Linux, and let's show you all of them, right? Some of them you'll know. You have the Linux kernel, Linux LTS is here. At the bottom there is Linux Zen later on, and Linux Hardened is somewhere up here. But all the rest, the TKJ, the Xan mods, are names that are new. So I've been playing around with these settings, and at some point in time, and that's what this video is about, you boot up, and in a VirtualBox it's very sad to boot up again. You see a very, very small grub, right? Which is okay, but okay. This is me having changed some settings. Rather than having one line and a second line, and in that second line everything else, I have now all the kernels in one line. I do have to go inside. This is not real metal, a VirtualBox. Otherwise I would be able to read it. But now I have to press E. This is Xanmod, first line, E. Xanmod fallback, fine. Again an E, and this is TKJ BMQ, right? And the last one is our general Linux kernel. All right, what did I change? First of all, there are no submenus. And second of all, maybe we'll just do a Control R again. So I'm going to reboot so you see something. Boot existing OS. Check what is now white, and now I'll stop it. Okay, this one was white. This is by default now, TKJ thing. The setting I've changed, when I choose the Linux kernel again, it will remember my last choice, and it will be by default next time around. So first of all, check yes, Linux kernel, reboot, don't do anything, don't touch anything. Will grub remember my last boot up, which is not line 3 it was, but line 5 or something. Yeah, voila. So if I don't press any buttons, it just boots up again with last saved kernel. Okay, if you want that little trick, here's what I did. Super Shift D, our D menu is there, Sublime 3, Sublime Text remembers my last file, and up we are there. Talking about efficiency. Standard grub default says 0. Line 3 in your etc default grub. That's where I am, and that's the only place you need to do to go for changing grub things. And then don't forget update grub. Then the configuration files will be written to boot folder. So again, etc default grub, open with Sublime Text. This is a 0. Grub default saved. And why? Because down here it says uncommon to make grub remember the last selection. This requires setting grub default saved. So this has or had a hashtag. Grub save default true. Yes, I say. So the hashtag is gone. And this one is an extra one. It's for the submenu. If I don't want a submenu, but all of them, all the kernels under each other, then that's how I'll do it. Sorry. Okay. So if you're into that, you say, okay, sounds like a good idea to do. because I have kernel X, Y, Z, and so on, and I want to have that possibility too. It's all there in the grub. Okay, cheers.